Alright, so Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. This review is coming from someone that doesn't really care all that much for Ghostbusters. I've seen the original ones maybe 10 or so years ago, never rewatched them. I liked the last one that came out, Afterlife I think it was called. I did enjoy that. Not knowing any Ghostbusters lore or anything like that. This one here, I gotta say, I was very bored throughout. What I loved about Ghostbusters Afterlife was, one, the development of the new characters, Paul Rudd's character especially, and when they're just at it in the car, that fucking funny sirens going on, something strange in the neighborhood, and they're zapping these ghosts away. That's when the movie is most enjoyable, and in this one here, for the first 10 minutes, they do that. I thought it was going to be epic throughout. The first 10 minutes were great. But then after that, it's an hour and 10, 15 minutes of just nothingness. And then another 10 minutes of action at the end of the film. So the whole plot is there's this like ancient orb that's carrying this fucking frozen monster from 2 million years ago. And the hour and the bit in the middle of the film is just explaining the lore behind this ball. They're trying to figure out how to open it or how to extract the demon out of it or some shit like that. You've got side characters developing relationships with other side characters. Finn Wolfhard does his own thing. He basically versus, I think it's a Slimer, I think they're called, for the entire film. And then Paul Rudd's with his girlfriend throughout the entire film. So all these characters are separated, doing their own thing. And the original Ghostbusters crew are in there also doing their own thing. So the film just had to concentrate on one or two things, not these a million different side character stories and lore stories. I just zoned out. I've heard that this film is filled with fan service, and I wouldn't really know because, as I said, I don't really know anything about the original Ghostbusters movies. I'm not up to date with the lore and the characters and stuff like that. But you can tell with the original members, they're trying to shine lights on certain lines of dialogue or certain jokes that happened in the first few films, and that's very apparent in this. There'd be like lines of dialogue that are emphasized, characters that are, you know, there's like a little heroic music playing in the background when they appear. And if they did it well, fair enough, but as I said, I don't know. And this Slimer thing that Finn Wolfhard's basically battling the entire film, that's just in there purely for fan service. I know that 100% because it served absolutely no purpose to the story. The most upsetting thing about this film is that it took all of the things that made Afterlife great and just threw them out. So all your character development has basically gone out the window here. And when the four of them as this family are just battling the ghosts, there's not much of that in here. That's what we want to see, but they're all off doing their own thing. And it just doesn't work for me. And the dialogue in this, the comedy is so forced. The film makes at least 20-25 attempts at jokes. And I was with my cousins and I reckon we laughed maybe 2 or 3 times. And everything else is just eye-rolling. Like, man, like, seriously, in this serious moment, they're going to do this. And the actor from Stuber and Eternals, I forget his name. He was the one that was making me laugh. And his character was cool, yes. He's like an ancient god. I'm not going to spoil anything, but in the big battle of this film, it's all turned into a joke. His character's supposed to be this heroic thing, and he is like a joke throughout, but he turns that last battle into a giant joke. You never feel a sense of threat. You always know that it's going to be fine. No one's going to get hurt. I don't know. This film just didn't do it for me. I wasn't bored, but I wasn't really entertained. So if the film was like the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes, in that they're there in their car battling the ghosts, it would have been great. But they're just trying to tell this big character piece, well, like 5 character pieces throughout, because there's a million different stories. And it just didn't work. I was just super bored. Maybe if I was a huge fan of Ghostbusters, I would have liked it. I don't know. But that's the way I felt going in as a casual Ghostbusters viewer. So I'm going to give this film a 5 out of 10. So if you've seen the film, if you're a Ghostbusters fan, if you're not a Ghostbusters fan, let me know what you think. And thanks always for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.